Visit TCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit TCG Castle for more.
Looking to grade your Pokemon cards and you don't know how to do it? Check out Ludkins Collectables and grade your Pokemon cards with zero risk. Check video description or visit LudkinsCollectables.com for more.
Hey, how's it going, Pokefans? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, we're looking at Greninja Break deck for the standard format that I just recently built and tested. So yeah, in today's video, I'm gonna play with this deck that you can see in front of you. So yeah, I guess I don't need to talk too much about Greninja Break. It's 170 HP break evolution from Greninja with the Giant Water Shuriken once per turn. If Greninja Break is our active Pokemon, we can use Giant Water Shuriken and discard energy from our hand and put 6 damage counters to one of our opponent Pokemon in play. Greninja with the Shadow Snitching and Moonlight Slash can be very powerful, especially against decks that relies on the draw support, like Zora GX decks. Shadow Snitching can completely destroy those decks. Shadow Snitching is just so powerful. I don't know what else I should say about that. Moonlight Slash, 60 plus 20 if you discard energy from that Greninja back into your hand. Overall, running 4-4-4-3 line of Froakie, Frogadier, Greninja, and Greninja Break. There is one copy of Tapu Lele on this deck list, as well as one copy of the Tapu Fini GX with the Tapu Storm and a Hydro Shot. And of course, 2-1 line of the Staryu with a Furry Treat from the Breakpoint and 1 Starmie for the Space Beacon ability, which allows us to discard a card from our hand in addition to take 2 energies from discard pile back into our hand, which means that every turn we're going to be able to use those Giant Water Shurikens. The reason why I'm running Tapu Lele is mainly because I'm running 4 Ultra Balls and 4 Evo Sodas for the best consistency that we can get with this deck, and of course 2 Brooklet Hills. And there's a decent chance that we can start with this Staryu and then simply have something like Ultra Ball Brooklet Hill for Froakie and then Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele GX at our turn 1. If we go second, we can use already that Water Duplicate and spread those Frogadiers on our bench like that. And that's pretty much why there is Tapu Lele GX on this deck list. So yeah, moving on to the item cards, 4 copies of Evo Soda. You can search your deck for evolution card that evolves from one of your Pokemons in play and put it on that Pokemon. That will count, of course, as the evolving. You cannot do that in the same turn as when you put already Pokemon to evolve. For example, if you put Froakie in play, you cannot immediately play Evo Soda. It's not going to work. The same thing if you evolve from Froakie to Frogadier, and if you want to play Evo Soda, it's not going to work on that Frogadier. 3 copies of Field Blower, because I lost against Garbodor in deck testing, because I already used both Field Blowers, and I said to myself, no, I'm going to run 3 Field Blowers. Screw that. 2 Max Potions, heal all damage counters, makes a lot of sense. 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher, as well as the 1 Super Rod for energy and Pokemon Recycle. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, of course, and then 2 Brooklet Hills, because it's a very important card to set those Froakies on our bench, because we don't have Level Ball. I'm speaking about draw supporters. There are 2 Cynthias, 2 Ents, and 4 copies of Sycamore. There's just no Guzma in this deck list. 1 copy of Wally for the turn 1, technically Frogadier for the Water Duplicate. When that happens, it's a holiday. 3 copies of Choice Bands for extra 30 damage and 3 Splash Energies featuring 7 regular basic water energies for those damage spreading around the board. And that's pretty much it. That's the deck list that I'm going to use in today's video. I hope you guys are going to enjoy watching it, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and sub the channel for more videos. If you're looking to buy maybe any of these cards, always find any of these cards on TCGCastle.com. Link is provided in my video description, so make sure to check that. Move on to the game test so you can actually see how this deck will perform in action, so see you in the game. Break is still considered to be very good deck in my opinion. So in today's video, we're just gonna take a closer look at the Greninja Break deck and see how it will perform in the real action. And looks like I'm gonna start second. So let's see against what type of the deck I'm gonna play. So looks like I'm gonna play against some sort of the metal deck. So probably Duskmane Necrozma GX, which is very powerful. Radiant Star, for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play, attach a Metal Energy card from your discard pile to your Pokemon in play in any way you like. in case you're not familiar with this card. So there we go, first Ultra Ball for Tapu Fini GX, and of course it's going to be for the Bridget. And you can guess what can go down to the bench. Maybe probably 2 Duskmane Necrozmas, or maybe 1 Duskmane Necrozma and 2 Magnemites, or maybe nothing of that. So there's Zorua and type Nil, actually very interesting. So yeah, very interesting. Looks like the Ultra Ball is gonna be for 2 water energies, and it's gonna be for first Froakie play. Let's see. Okay, Starmie is here, which is good. 4 for 3/3 line of the Greninja. 4 Evosodas. All right. I'm thinking still about, should I maybe consider playing N or Sycamore. I think I'm gonna go with Sycamore for 7, which means that until the end of the game I'm not gonna have a single available. Let's do something like this. I'm not gonna have a single available copy of the N to use, which basically puts me in a pretty bad position. I'm still thinking if I should put another Staryu on the bench. I guess I should. And more than that, that's gonna be... I can retreat and I can try to paralyze his Solgaleo. I don't see why I shouldn't do that if I can. There we go. So that's pretty good opening for me. So I have 2 Starries and 1 Froakie. In play. So that was a fail to search with the Brooklet Hill. And there we go with the Cynthia for fresh hand of 6 new cards. Which means Guzma will not be played for now, and that also means that my opponent will not be able to retreat his Solgaleo as long as he paralyzed with the effect of the Gyro unit. Which basically means that I actually benefit in this case, and I'm gonna go with the Evosoda for first Frogadier. I'm just thinking about 120. Maybe I can already evolve into my Greninja and start applying some pressure to my opponent. And I actually think I'm gonna go with that combo. There we go. Which means I can also grab 1 Froakie and put him in play. Yeah, I guess I should start with the Shadow Snitching for now. So hitting basically for 40 and preventing him still from being able to retreat without Guzma, which in my opinion sounds like a very good idea. So there we go with the N. Okay, so that N was actually very sweet. That was a perfect N for me. So 2 Frogadiers and Greninja break with Splash Energy, another Splash Energy. Of course, he's gonna just, you know, try to accelerate as many energies as he can, and there's a Max Elixir, unfortunately nothing with it. Okay, and a Puzzle of Time. Is there maybe a... Nope, no Sound of the Flowstone, just a Max Elixir. And I guess only Rebel GX can once knock on my Greninja, and that's it. That's gonna be pretty much it. So there we go with the Radiant Star. Your retreat cost is a heavy retreat, which means I'm gonna go with another Shadow Snitching for next turn as well. Ooh, another Frogadier as a top deck. Who would say I should actually get 3 Frogadiers? I can't believe by myself, to be honest. I'm keeping that break in my hand for now, I guess. Or maybe I should put him in play. Why not? Alright, another Shadow Snitching. So he cannot retreat. Or not even use his trait. Okay, so looks like that's gonna be it. My turn. And that was really interesting top deck. It's a Starmie as a top deck, which means I can start to use my Space Beacon, discarding my Tapu Lily from hand in order to grab 2 water energies. Where I can simply snipe his bench with my John Water Shuriken, and I can start to apply pressure to his Pokemons. I'm gonna start with Silwally GX, and of course this is gonna be another round of the Shadow Snitching as well. So again, he cannot trade, he can top deck a card, but he cannot trade, he cannot retreat. So the only card that can actually help him right now can be something like Flowstone or Guzma. I managed to buy another turn, which means I'm gonna go with another John Water Shuriken. So I'm gonna put more pressure to his Silwally GX on the bench. And then I'm actually going to trade with the Space Beacon Water Energy in exchange for 2 more Water Energies. And more than that, I'm gonna go with another round of the Shadow Snitching as well. There we go. So that's another 40 and Ability Abuse. Okay, so he decided to promote his Zoroark. Meanwhile, I managed to grab a Cynthia. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm going to play 1 Evo Soda and grab myself 1 copy of the Greninja. More than that, I'm gonna spread some damage counters with my John Water Shuriken down to my opponent's Silwally on the bench. And more than that, I'm looking forward to attach this energy right there and play my Cynthia for fresh hand of 6. I'm hoping to get something like Max Potion, which is not gonna happen, but I can still retreat for free to my another Greninja. And as well, I can play Ultra Ball for something like a Fuel Blower and Brooklet Hill. So I can basically put another Greninja in play, so for the next turn I can have 2 more Greninjas break in action. There we go. And I'm ready to use another round of the Shadow Snitching, but he just decided to concede, and there we go. Right now you see how Greninja Break is powerful, and you just see a full potential of this deck. So after 8 minutes of gameplay, my opponent just decided to leave the game, and that's how it is. I mean, Greninja Break, very powerful, very abusable deck for the standard format these days. So yeah, that's pretty much a GG. Alright, so there we go. Starting with the Staryu. Not the best, not the worst opening hand, that's for sure. I just need to hit that Froakie somehow, so something like Brooklet Hill wouldn't be that bad. Oh, speaking about Brooklet Hill, looks like I'm gonna top deck a N, but I'm gonna go with the Cynthia. N is much better for the late game. And speaking about Froakie, I just managed to find 2 of them. So right now it's just a perfect time to retreat to one of my Froakies. I should attach a Splash Energy, and I'm gonna pass the turn down to my opponent and see what he can do. As it looks right now, the hand looks just perfect in my opinion. I don't need to worry too much about the opening hand, and there's just 3 Zoruas straight away. Oh, he can tackle for 30. That's really interesting. Tackling for 30. Who wouldn't expect something like that? Personally, I wouldn't. So I'm just gonna go with the Water Duplicate times 3. Duplicating my Frogadiers. Next turn I can just grab one of my Greninjas with an Evo Soda. But more than that, can also Sycamore for 7, so this is the only reason why I just decided to do something like this. Another energy from my opponent hand can be enough for the knockout against my Frogadier with his Rock Roof, but of course this is definitely not a smart thing to do. Wasting 2 energies and being knocked out with just 1 Moonlight Slash is just a waste of the time. So Sycamore for 7 looks like how a lot of resources are going to be discarded in this case. Or maybe not. So Kukui and the Choice Band. Alright, not too much, I should say that. More than that, yeah, I'm in a very good position. I'm not going to be knocked out. I'm not going to even be knocked out by the Rock Roof. But possibly I can be knocked out with the Zorak GX. So let's see if there is going to be another... If there's going to be the first Zorak GX with a trade in play. Looks like it's not going to be. So he just decided to Bloodthirsty Eyes maybe? Bloodthirsty Eyes by Froakie. And it's my turn. So I'm gonna Evosoda into the Greninja. So that's gonna be the first Greninja in play. And I'm gonna trick my opponent right there with the Shadow Snitching. So I'm gonna force him to not be able to play those abilities anymore. So even if he can find one of his Zorks, he cannot trade. But there's a double course energy, and this is going to be knocked against my Greninja, but that Greninja will go immediately down to my hand, and all cards with... and all previously evolutions are also going to go down to my hand. That's important. Alright, so I can build another Greninja line. I'm not going to have Break yet in play, but it really doesn't matter too much. I'm also going to suffer another knockout in this scenario. Again, I'm not going to care too much. Alright. Brooklet Hill. I can't play Brooklet Hill. I'm just going to Shadow Snitch him once again. This time for 70. And he cannot play abilities again. So no trade for my opponent, but he can again knock me out with that Cloud Slash for 130. Still Greninja will go down to my hand, and after that I'm gonna end him. There we go. Immediately he just decided to Cloud Slash. Fair enough. Time for the Greninja. And very nice top deck, which is a Ultra Ball. So with the Ultra Ball, I can grab myself something like Greninja Break. And I can have that Greninja Break in play. And let's go with the N. If I miss energy, I'm probably gonna laugh. And I missed the energy attachment, but luckily I have Ultra Ball available. Oh my goodness. And also that Choice Band. Without those two cards, I wouldn't be in a position to get knocked against my opponent. Lycanroc, so that's just insane. Really it is. Alright, so what we can do here? Looks like I'm gonna need to trade with the Space Beacon, my Greninja Break for that single water energy in my discard pile. And then I need to use that Moonlight Slash, where I can simply knock out his Lycanroc. Alright, so it needs to be for the knockout. I'm gonna put energy back into my hand just because I can use that John Water Shuriken next turn. There we go. And knock out possibly one of his Zubruas. So Evosoda and another Greninja. That's interesting. It was very clumsy play from me, but it's okay. He decided to promote his Tapu Fini in the front, so maybe he wants to play Guzma for something like Frogadier or maybe even Starmie. Yeah, he just realized that the Starmie is going to be very dangerous in this matchup, so It's better for him to knock him out right now immediately. The good thing about Zork Lycanroc deck is that you cannot lose if you can just, control those Rockruffs on your opponent bench, because Zork can strike for 120, max 40, 140 with Kukui, but more than that, if you have Greninja Break, it's not going to be enough for a one-hit knockout. Where you can simply heal the damage counters easily with the max potion. So there's a field blower for 2 of my choice bands, which means until the rest of the game I'm not going to have that choice band power in addition to deck heavier, but it's okay. And still my opponent will be in a 1 prize advantage. So what I really need to do here, I need to build another Starmie. How many Guzmas did he play? Oh, only single Guzma. Alright. That is interesting. So, first of all, I'm going to use that John Water Shrieking, and that's going to be knockout. From the prize cards, I'm going to get Field Blower, which I'm not going to need. So, I'm going to play that Ultra Ball. And with the Ultra Ball, ooh, just a Tapu Fini. You gotta be kidding me. Tapu Lele is actually prized. Yep, that just happened. Tapu Lele is prized. And it's time for another Greninja break. I guess I don't want to see damage counters on my Greninja break, so I'm just going to retreat down to my Greninja and pass the turn. Alright, so we are still equaled with the 3 prize cards. There's the first trade, and there's also going to be a second trade. Yeah, I didn't want to take the risk of being knocked out by the dangerous Rogue GX, so that's the reason why I just decided to snipe my opponent Rockruff on the bench. But losing that Starmie actually puts me in a very uncountable position. How many supporter cards did I play? 1, 2, 3 drop supporters. I still have 6 of them, so I hope I can top deck some of them. So there's the puzzle of time. It might be ×2, and if it's going to be ×2, then it's probably going to be for maybe 2 Rockruffs, or maybe Rockruff and Guzma, or maybe even Floatstone and Guzma, for possible knockout against that Frogadier, maybe even against Froakie. I would personally go for the Frogadier. No, it's for the Rockruff and Kukui. Okay, so he really wants to find another Pokemon so he can knock out my Greninja. With the Rescue Stretcher, he can do that. No, he decided to shuffle back those Lycanrocs and Rockruffs into his deck, so he might still miss that knockout. And that might be a big deal for me to survive. Maybe no, there's the Ultra Ball, so it's not going to happen. He can still trade one more time. For the Tapu Lele. Okay, so that's interesting. He decided to go for the Tapu Lele. Oh, I would be so happy to draw Sycamore as a top deck. That's literally all I need. One Sycamore can potentially change game dramatically. So, there's a Cynthia with Tapu Lele. Alright, I wish my Tapu Lele was not in my discard pile. Didn't even watch where it is. And it's my mistake. Even Water Energy as a top deck is okay. It's just a max potion. I guess that's not okay. Still is better than nothing, I guess. With the max potion I can just completely buy 1/3. And I can... Okay, there's a double CORSAIR Energy, and there's a Lycanroc, which will be for that Frogadier. I can see that coming, and it is for the Frogadier, and there's the Cynthia for the fresh hand of 6, and it looks like I just lost this game. Yeah, it looks like the game has been lost. All he needs right now is just a single Guzma, and then with the Guzma he can knock out my Froakie. So this is the downside of this deck. You might brick, and if you brick, you're not going to be able to recover. So 120. Knock it out. This bad boy is the biggest threat. And just another max potion top deck. So my opponent hand is just a huge. If he don't have Guzma, then I don't know what he have in his hand. So just a single Guzma and the game is over because he can knock out my Froakie. There it is. So the beginning was good, but ending is just terrible. So that's the knockout, and that's really a bad thing about Greninja. You can brick without energies. It's not that this deck does not have energy cards. It runs 10 energies in total, but sometimes it's just randomly happen that you can't draw nothing. But it's just the part of the game. Alright, let's try to win this battle with Greninja break deck. So looks like I'm gonna start second, which means that at my turn 1 technically, if I can open with something like Ultra Ball and Froakie with energy in my hand, I can set up 3 Frogadiers on my bench, which is just insane. I mean, of course, that combo is possible to do, but not with the opening hand. Not with the opening hand. This is completely disaster. I mean, Stardew featuring 3 Evo Sodas and 1 Water Energy. We're just gonna hit the thumbs up for that, but this is just insane. I don't like this. I don't like those random cards that you can just randomly get when you play this TCGO game. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, what else I should say? It just makes 0 sense to me. I mean, if I play, let's say, 10 Drow supporters and deck contains 6 cards, that means that every 7 card is supporter card. But look what I need to discard. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And even versed, I keep pulling just crap. And that's literally it. Anyways. I'm gonna need that Stardew, that's for sure. So, I guess I'm gonna grab myself another Froakie. I'm discarding a tons of resources, but it's important to set up, that's for sure. Once we set up, we are pretty much ready to go. And what I'm gonna do in this situation, I'm gonna retreat to Froakie and pass the turn. I wish I had energy so I could maybe try Bubble, but it's not gonna happen. So 2 Ultra Balls, 3 Evo Sodas, and 2 Choice Bands. Discard in the first 7 cards with the Sycamore, and then later with the Ultra Ball to set up those Froakies. I wish there's just a level ball, so I don't need to discard valuable resources. And there's the first Ultra Ball for my opponent. With the double Corsair energy, he can use Frost Bullet, and then he can strike for 90, which will be enough to knock my Froakie and spread 3 damage counters, for example, to the Staryu. And that's already like next turn double knockout, let's say that. Okay, so Tapu Lele for Cynthia. That's okay. I have another Sycamore available, so yeah, I guess best top deck. The best top deck for me is I don't know, 1 Splash Energy. I can be happy. Ooh, I can be happy to see that. Another Water Energy attached to the Glaceon, so which means it's Frost Bullet will not happen. It's not gonna happen. So actually, Frost Bullet not gonna happen this turn. And it's Splash Energy top deck, so that's a very nice. And again, Evo Soda for that Frogadier. And I can put 3 more Frogadiers in play, which means next turn I can have a couple Greninja breaks in play. At least something. So the opening hand was a completely disaster, but it turns out to be right now very promising game. Because Right now my opponent will start to apply some pressure with his Frost Bullet, but after that I will set up immediately with a couple of Greninjas and I will start to apply pressure to him. So I think I'm gonna be in a much better position just because of the price advantage and price trade. So yeah. Another Cynthia. Okay, so looks like he has some problems fighting another water energy. And there we go with the Nest Ball. And that's the Nest Ball for Pikachu. Ooh, I like that. So it's the Raichu with a paralyzing effect featuring Glaceon GX. Alright, so with the Energy Lotto, my opponent managed to find finally another water energy. And he managed to attach that energy down to his Glaceon. So right now he can use that Frost Bullet. Now got my Frogadier and probably spread to damage counters either way to my Starmie and Frogadier or Froakie. But I would probably assume that he will just apply pressure to Staryu. If he decides to do that, I'm gonna be forced to use that Ultra Ball for Starmie. And of course I'm gonna do that. So not bad. I managed even to find that Anna as a top deck. Alright, so it's important to set up as many cards as we can. At the end, I'm gonna Ultra Ball for Starmie. Not gonna take the risk. And then I'm gonna Sycamore for 7. And after that, I'm going to strike my opponent for like 80. That's pretty much all I need to do. Alright. I'm out of the range from the knockout for this turn, so I'm gonna go for 80 with the Moonlight Slash. I'm gonna return that energy in my hand. There's just no way he can knock me out with his Glaceon GX, so maybe if he can find that Raichu, he can put me in the paralyzed position. And then again, strike for 90 and 30 on the bench. There's the Flowstone for Tapu Lele. I wouldn't be surprised maybe even to see something like Guzma play this turn. So possibly with the Guzma next turn, he can try to set up double knockout. There's the Super Rod. Alright. And what else we shall see in this game? I don't know. I can assume on some possible outcomes, but yeah, that's just assuming. Again, if I can top deck, I think for me the best top deck is Greninja Break. Or something like a Cynthia, of course, so I can refresh the hand. Second Pikachu put it in play. I still don't see the sign of another, maybe of Raichu. And that might be just a Frost Bullet for 90 and again 30 down to my Starmie. Yes, it is a Frost Bullet. So he definitely needs to get double price cards in this matchup, because without double price card, my opponent will be in a very bad position. So it's definitely time to get rid of some of the cards from my hand. With the Super Rod, I'm gonna refresh back into my deck those 3 cards, and then I'm gonna Cynthia. Potentially I can get lucky with the Max Potion, but Max Potion, it's not gonna happen. So what will happen is these 2 cards for something like a Greninja Break. And again, I'm going to retreat. I'm going to use one John Water Shuriken. Guess what? I'm going to knock out one of the Pikachus from play. Max Potion. I like that. Alright. And more than that, I Shadow Snatching will be performed this turn, because if he can find Raichu, he can paralyze me, but that's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let my opponent paralyze my Greninja break, and I think this is the GG right now. Because I Shadow Snitched him, he cannot use ability of the Raichu, he cannot paralyze my Greninja, and with that being said, I also decided to heal damage counters from my Starmie instead of the Greninja, because I'm gonna need those water energies so I can, you know, spread more John Water Shurikens. Next turn, potentially, I can grab 3 prize cards, which is a big deal. And I simply don't see how my opponent can recover from this. I simply don't see it. Oh, and there's even another Pikachu, which means that right now he even gave me the opportunity to take 4 prize cards. And of course I'm gonna go for 4 prize cards in just a single turn if I can. There's just no reason why I wouldn't do that. Since I have Wally and since I have 2 energies in my discard pile, I'm definitely gonna go for another Greninja break. I'm not gonna even try to use that Cynthia, to be honest. And there's the switch, and it's for another Glaceon. So, interesting decision, definitely. Interesting decision. I'm still gonna snipe those Pikachus on the bench, to be honest. Those Pikachus are much higher threat to me right now. They're simply much higher threat right now. So yeah, I'm gonna take only 2 prize cards, but still it's a lot. Still it's a lot. So 90, who's gonna take 30? Probably this Greninja, but again, I can then simply, you know, evolve into Greninja break and prevent my opponent from taking a double prize card potentially next turn. There's the Fill Blower. I guess we can discard these 2 cards. I'm actually gonna risk with the Cynthia. Maybe I can find another max potion play. Yes, I can. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous thing. So first with the John Water Shuriken, I'm gonna knock out one of his Pikachus so I can maybe find an Ultra Ball. That would be amazing. Maybe even Greninja break. Just to start you. Okay, I guess. Max potion play from my Greninja break. Then I'm going to retreat and Shadow Snatch him once again. For 70, yeah, it makes sense. Still, he cannot play abilities, so I'm more than happy to see that. Then next turn, I can go for 60 plus 80, that's 110. No, 60 plus 80, that's 140, what I'm talking about. Plus 70, that's 210, which means I can knock out this Glaceon. I can also knock out a Glaceon from his bench. But Shadow Snatching is the most important thing. So even if you can find Guzma, he can't Guzma my Greninja break. He can hit it for 90. He can knock out my Greninja with the 120 damage counters with Frost Bullet on the bench. But he can't use that Raichu advantage to paralyze my Greninja break and then turn after that knock on one more Greninja break. So that's just not gonna happen. And there we go with the Frost Bullet. So 3 damage counters probably should go down to Greninja break just because you can use that Polar Spear GX and knock out that Greninja for 150. So that's the something you really want to do. I only have 9 cards left. Only 9 cards left. So I'm thinking about putting another Staryu on the bench. Sooner or later, probably my opponent will just, you know, snipe my Starmie. And he decided, oh, he did mistake right there. That's a definitely mistake in my opinion. He shouldn't attack. He shouldn't go for that Froakie. He should definitely go for Greninja so he can, you know, knock that Greninja out. Anyways, that's going to be 1 Space Beacon. And it's going to be for 2 energies. Alright, speaking about 2 energies, I can use one John Water Shuriken again. Now let's just knock out again that Pikachu. And there is the N. Since I didn't play supporter card yet, I can definitely use it. And I still have chance to pull Greninja Break number 2. Ooh, Greninja Break number 2 and a Water Energy card. Which means I'm taking 3 prize cards in this turn, and that's definitely a GG. I don't know if my opponent will be able to recover after this. So another John Water Shuriken down to his active Glaceon GX. And after that, all I really need to do is use that Moonlight Slash and return energy for 20 extra damage. Knock out his Glaceon, go down to 1 prize card, and even if he decides to end me down to only 1 card, that's just not going to be a big deal as long as I have that Starmie. So he can't get both. He cannot end me down to 1 card and knock out my Starmie in just a single turn. That's just not going to be possible. I think how I actually win this game by just playing those Shadow Snitchings and preventing my opponent from setting those Raichus in play. That idea is definitely interesting. I'm definitely surprised with the deck idea. It was definitely a good concept, but against Greninja, it simply can't work. It simply can't work against Greninja because that Shadow Snitching just destroying that Raichu paralyzing ability. And that's the GG. I'm just gonna say well played because game is over, and he actually decided to go for the Starmie, but I think a little bit too late. I had energy available in my hands, so even if he already used that Guzma, even if right now he can end me, that would not be... I mean, yeah, even if he decided to end me down to 1 card, and for example, I pulled something like a Rescue Stretcher, I would still get another card, and I would be able to recover my Starmie, for example. And I managed even to find another Greninja break, which is insane. So yeah, taking 3 prize cards with deck like my opponent used, it's definitely big deal. And the top deck was a Rescue Stretcher, so I could even, you know, recover that Starmie from my bench, from my discard pile back into my hand, and then on the bench for that Space Beacon again, if I was in search for more damage counters, because I had actually 3 Greninjas in total. Overall, I don't know, not sure what to say about the deck. It's definitely interesting. Sometimes that drop support can be a problem, sometimes that energy finding might be a problem, but overall, I like it and it works. That's the most important thing. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel for more videos. We'll see you next time. So have a nice day and goodbye.